Watch the entire video, my lovely viewers, from start to finish, to get the whole thing. Without wasting much of your time, let's get right into it.
This is DJ Mutati exclusive.
Hi lovely viewers, it's me again, your one and only Mutati Mpundu. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If this is your first time on my channel, kindly subscribe to my YouTube channel by hitting the subscribe button down below. Turn the bell icon to join the notification squad. Don't forget to like, share, and leave a comment. Tell me what you think about this video in the comment section below. I'll be super glad to hear from you lovely viewers.
Alola, Zambia Oye. So we're still mourning our dear beloved president, former Republican president of the Republic of Zambia, and also our president for the Patriotic Front, Edgar Lungu, who just passed away a few days ago. And of course, the UPND are up in arms trying to create their own narrative. Number one, there is no anarchy that is happening except the anarchy that is being proposed by the UPND itself. We as the Patriotic Front are being very genuine and honest. And unlike the UPND that consistently thrives on lying and cheating and being hypocritical, we want to be real and we want to be fair to ourselves. We understand the task at hand as the Patriotic Front. We understand, even as the family, the Lungu family, they understand themselves what lies ahead. And what lies ahead is the need for unity and oneness and healing for the nation of Zambia. Now, we understand that we must heal, but you need to understand what we are trying to heal from. We, as the Patriotic Front, have had to watch our father of the party, President Edgar Lungu, now late, go through harsh treatment by the UPND government. I want to take you back that from the moment President Edgar Lungu was named as the Patriotic Front candidate after the demise of Michael Sata, our late former president for the Patriotic Front, they ran a campaign to discredit him as a man, and not even just as an opponent, but as a human being. They ran after discrediting who he was. They said he had no vision by misquoting a statement. This intelligent and wise man who knew exactly what he was getting into mentioned that I cannot claim to have a vision of my own, but I'll continue the vision that Michael Sata and the Patriotic Front have already set in motion. That is intelligence and that is wisdom. But the UPND, in their use of propaganda style, they picked two words and said he has no vision. And unfortunately, you agreed with them. Yet this intelligent man that we are mourning today was able to foresee that the Patriotic Front had run for about 3-4 years, and there was no need to reinvent the wheel, but to complete that which was already started. The UPND misquoted this man, called him visionless, aside calling him names, Chakolwa, they demeaned him. When he won the elections, the UPND declared and said, we shall not accept his presidency. And we saw the height of disrespect to the presence of Edgar Lungu by the UPND when they decided that their president, President Hakainde Hichilema, now should run his motorcade side by side with Ego One, Edgar Lungu. Something that it cannot be tolerated. Even today, we as the Patriotic Front could not condemn anybody to drive side by side with President Hakainde Hichilema. Yet, himself, President Hakainde Hichilema, disrespected the presence of Edgar Lungu by driving side by side with Ego One. And when it was clear that it was a breach of the law, and he got punished, and he was going through jail, cell time for it, the UPND cried foul and said that was persecution. That was not persecution. He committed a capital offense. He placed the life of the Republican president at risk. You cannot drive with Ego One motorcade side by side. It's a law that we all understand in Zambia. He breached it and he found himself at odds with the law, and he claims that was persecution. And somehow you believed him when you know he had committed a capital offense. President Edgar Lungu, in his usual side, a style of unity, of love, he decided to say, fine, let's forget about it. President Hakainde Hichilema, God gave him a chance and he won the election in 2021 and became a president. We began to see a side of wickedness that we never imagined as a patriotic front. Now, we do not want to minimize whatever it is you feel as a UPN that we, the patriotic front, and our beloved president may have done to you. We can't minimize it, we can't reduce it, because that was your experience. But from what we have seen clearly, there's a lot of delusion in what you actually experience. Because today you are saying we, the patriotic front, are causing anarchy over this funeral arrangement, when the fact is there is no anarchy we are creating. We are just standing on principle. President Edgar Lungu was meant to leave this country. He was made to leave this country as an ordinary citizen. Something your ministers and your cadres, including the lowest level of cadre, was able to proudly announce all over the media, including mainstream media, to say Edgar Lungu is now just an ordinary citizen. And you denied him travel out of the country severally, and we were watching, thinking it was just mere politicking, not even aware of the gravity of the situation. As a true leader, President Edgar Lungu did not inform the nation, nor us as his people in the party, that he was not well. But the government of President of the UPND, they knew when they came into power of the treatment he was undergoing in South Africa. Sadly, I am ashamed that fellow human beings, fully understanding that their comrade, their countryman, whom today they're crying loud and saying he was also their president and they don't hate him but in fact love him, yet for 3 years denied him to leave Zambia and go and get treatment. We only discovered this after his death, that indeed the government knew he was unwell and deliberately, consistently denied him access to his medical institution in South Africa. Webena Chalo, countrymen and women, Batubamulimu, Benakialo. Are you sure the UPND government, we the Patriotic Front, can go and mourn with them, having discovered that they knew our leader was unwell and was receiving treatment from South Africa and delayed his treatment for 3 years by denying him access to leave the country? You expect us to mourn with such people? We are not hypocrites. The UPND today are claiming President Hakainde Hichilema is such a wonderful president because he never lifted the immunity of President Edgar Lungu. I want to put it to you that what President Hakainde Hichilema, the UPND government, did to this man, President Edgar Lungu, is far worse than removing his immunity. Had they removed his immunity, he, ECA, would have been able to face their wrath directly himself personally. But they did not remove his immunity and did something that I personally call wicked to the highest level. They made sure they tried to crush this man emotionally and spiritually, because now they've pursued, persecuted and prosecuted his wife, his children, and anybody that was close to him. That is serious mental torture. The worst torture you can accord any man, a statesman, a family man, your fellow country mate. You put them through the torture to watch their wife, their children, and relatives and friends suffer through persecution and prosecution because of you. It would have been better you remove the immunity. But Edgar Lungu carried it all on his shoulders. Carried his illness on his shoulders. Carried the Patriotic Front on his shoulders. You say we forced him for our selfish means. No, this was an intelligent and wise man. No one forced him to do anything. He did what he did for country. He did what he did for what he believed would be the best thing for Zambia. He did what he did to come back to active politics because he saw the Patriotic Front, the UPND, breaking it apart, and he said, I must come back and put the and help put the Patriotic Front back together. He said, I must come back, unite the opposition, and change what was happening in Zambia. He did not want anybody else to suffer as he was suffering. Though he was retired from politics, the UPND continued to politic about him, to torture him mentally, call him corrupt, a thief, a murderer, and he had no way of responding because he was not in active politics. But when he came back, you tried to gaslight and change the narrative and said we had forced him. No, you forced him by your horrible behavior. You forced him by your mean behavior. You forced him by your wicked behavior, that he said, I must go back and save the PF, I must go back and save country and unite with the opposition and change the trajectory of this nation. He saw the division, he saw the tribal lines being drawn, and he said, I must come back and unite Zambia. Please don't disrespect the memory of our president. We shall mourn here at the Secretariat because we are not hypocrites. We can't cry with you because you are the source of our pain, but we are aware that at some point we must heal and we must unite with those among us you that wish to unite with us. But before then, allow us to mourn our leader in peace.
This is DJ Mutati exclusive.
Alright, that's all for you today, lovely viewers. If you did enjoy the video, please don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section below. Tell me what you think about the video you just watched in the comment section below. I'll be super glad to hear from you, lovely viewers. Once again, I go by the name of Mutati Mpundu. I love you, peace, I gotta go.